What is going on, New York Giant fans? Welcome back to another Roster Bubble Series video. Please hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream pops or a video drops. Appreciate y'all coming back. Also, share this out, the video series, and the channel as well. We're making significant progress over the last few days, and I appreciate all the new subs coming in. Definitely join as a member. With more members, we have more flexibility to do different things on this channel for our members. Members-only live streams, giveaways, a couple other different things, like we're talking about a members-only Discord and a members-only fantasy football league, but got to have more members join so we can make those things possible, of course. But today we're going to go over Trenton Thompson in a Roster Bubble Series video / profile, how I do these, background, competition, how that player can win a spot on the roster, how that player could lose a spot on the roster, and prediction at the end for, of course, a player that's on the cusp of being cut, which is Trenton Thompson today. And if you haven't already, please check out my interview with Lance Meadow, which happened on Thursday. Very nice guy. I like the interview, and a lot more stuff coming your way in terms of that type of content. So Trenton Thompson is 6'1", 196 pounds, 25 years old. He signed with the New York Giants as an undrafted free agent in 2022, and he played in one game for the Giants last year, 12 snaps on special teams for Big Blue, and that was against the Cowboys in the game on Thanksgiving. So automatically, because of the low sample size at the NFL level, we have to go back to his college stats, we have to go back to his college characteristics, and as well as what he did in the preseason last year. So, had a total of 187 tackles in 6 years in college. Played 2 as a sophomore, 2 as a senior, one of them because of the COVID year. 12 tackles for a loss, 1 sack, 4 interceptions. Total of 1 defensive touchdown, 2 forced fumbles, and 21 pass deflections. And his senior year, he really broke out. And, of course, he's coming from a smaller school, so he's not going to get as much recognition. But 43 total tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss, 3 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, and 13 pass deflections in his last year, 2021, at San Diego State. Some of the characteristics about him: he can play the nickel, he can play deep, and he can also play in the box. Heavy hitter, athleticism is questionable a little bit, recognizes routes, so he's got good football IQ, and multiple block punts and forced fumbles on special teams. What he did for the New York Giants in the preseason last year in 3 games: 1 sack, got the first sack of the preseason. It was on one of the Patriots quarterbacks, but I remember it was Trenton Thompson coming in for the sack. 1 quarterback hit, 7 tackles, and a tackle for a loss. In terms of competition, there's a lot of bodies there. Just going to say it right now. There's a lot of bodies in that safety room, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for Trenton Thompson to make it unless he has this breakout camp that nobody saw coming. So you have Dane Belton and McKinney, who are the presumed starters. Jason Pinnock probably going to make the team as well. Bobby McCain coming in on a 1-year deal. Nick McLeod, who's transitioned over to safety from corner. Alex Cook, who's an undrafted free agent out of Washington. And Javarius Owens, who the Giants picked in this year's draft with their last draft pick in the 7th round. So how can he win? Stay healthy. Hang on in coverage. The Giants need some guys that can cover tight ends and running backs, and I think Trenton Thompson can do both. More likely running backs, but maybe he does well against tight ends. I mean, he had 13 pass deflections his last year in college, so he obviously knows how to get his hands on a ball. Special teams as well. I think that's going to be one of the main paths for Trenton Thompson to make the team, is special teams, because obviously you got the multiple block punts, the forced fumbles. The Giants need that type of play on special teams. I think they only had 1 blocked punt last year, and that was against the Eagles, but the game was basically over by then. I believe Ellerson Smith was the guy who blocked the punt. But with that being said, I think special teams is going to be one of the main paths that Trenton Thompson makes the roster through, and show your understanding of the scheme. Unlike Bobby McCain, Alex Cook, and Javarius Owens, Trenton Thompson probably has the most experience in this scheme, outside of Nick McLeod too, because McLeod obviously was with the Giants last year, but McLeod was claimed off waivers, and Trenton Thompson, he was signed as undrafted free agent. So he's been here an entire calendar year already. So once again, how can you win? Stay healthy, hang on in coverage. Special teams, show your understanding of the scheme, And also, get a few pass deflections. Get a couple of interceptions if you can. Make some strong tackles. Highlight plays. I mean, as long as you stay consistent and make highlight plays, I think that's a good path to the roster. Not just guys who, really screw up on some highlight plays, but also make some other highlight plays like interceptions and stuff. That's when everybody is surprised. Oh, wow. I mean, this guy didn't make the roster. Well, yeah, because maybe he missed a few tackles that we didn't necessarily scope in on. How can you lose? Lack of special teams presence, doesn't stand out, and is very quiet in training camp. I think the last one is going to hit big, but the first one too. I mean, you have a couple of different special teamers that can do multiple things. It's not just obviously returner where Jaden Mickens will go. Tamon Fox is a guy that is a special teams guy. He's going to be competing for a roster spot. Carter Coughlin and Cam Brown, they're special teamers. Deontay Johnson and Troy Brown, they're going to be special teamers. So it's not just, see who the returner is, and that's pretty much it. No, these guys have different spots on special teams in terms of the coverage units, and Trenton Thompson, I think he needs to show out. I think he really needs to show out. I don't think if he gets cut, which I'll make the prediction whether he gets cut or not in a second, but I don't think he'd stay with the Giants another year unless he really did some nice things in camp. But how can you win? Stay healthy, hang on in coverage, special teams, show your understanding of the scheme, get your hands on the football. How can you lose? Lack of special teams presence. Doesn't stand out in camp behind guys like Alex Cook, Javarius Owens, Bobby McCann, and Nick McLeod. I think he's going to get cut. He was one of my favorite players coming in last year, and I'm surprised the Giants only gave him 1 game worth of experience last year, and obviously that wasn't on defense, that was on special teams, but maybe he could show out again. I think he's going to get cut, unfortunately, because there's just too many bodies in that room, and I think there's going to be other special teams players that show out more than he does. Like, comment, subscribe to all the good stuff. Turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream pops, video drops. Appreciate you all coming back. A lot of new content coming your way. Yankees, Giants. Obviously, we got the trade deadline stream on August 1st. But until then, peace out, guys. See you later. Stay cool.